Hello, it's Sarah again for the library's summer virtual art camp. Today we are going to have another project to do, straight out of the bags that were sent home. We are going to be making magic spell scrolls. It's kind of a tongue twister, but basically we're going to make our own scrolls and write magic spells on there and maybe their meaning. We could do some fun activities with it as writing our own language, using symbols, long nonsense words that might appear nonsense to most people. But for the holder of the scroll, who's in charge of the spells, which would be you, it would definitely be readable by the owner. So to get started, we are going to have a couple things out of our bag. You will want your craft sticks. We'll need 2. You might have more in there, but we just need 2 to start. You'll want to get some yarn. This will be to tie the scroll together when we are finished with it. You don't need a whole lot, but enough to maybe tie it off or make a bow, or to wrap it around, however you want to seal your scroll up so it doesn't go flying out on you. You will want to find a pair of scissors. You don't need a pair of scissors for this. We can just fold and rip the paper ourselves, but if you want a clean edge, scissors are great. You're going to need your glue stick, a pencil sharpener, an eraser, a Sharpie marker might be good. You can also use your regular markers, the rainbow variety. And I do have tape on the table. It is in your bag. It's up to you whether you want to use it or not. We might use it more of an anchor for our wooden sticks, but we're going to find out how that goes. So I do have one that's already pre-made, and it looks like this. I wanted to get it to dry, so when we get to that point, we'll be able to fold it in and you'll see the full effect of it. It won't take long to dry on yours. I just wanted to have a little bit of a prep work, just for educational purposes for the video. So, first step to our magic spell scrolls is that we are going to make our paper. So this was actually torn in half from this. So what you'll want to do, and you'll get a couple pieces of white paper in your kit. You'll want to fold the paper and in half and crease it. What I like to do is once I do fold and crease, I take my nails on my hand and I go over that fold, pinching down on the crease. Then I open it up, flip it over, and fold it the opposite way, just over, same direction, landscape, but just flip it over. Now this will make it an even harder crease, and then I can just rip it. You can see that it will rip pretty even if I folded well enough, and now I have 2. It did leave a little weird edge here and there, but that is fine. I'm okay with that. You kind of want to, if you choose to, but I kind of want to have it where it's a little faded, a little jagged, to give it some age or some cool effect on the side. Next, we are going to take one of our craft sticks, and we are going to take our glue stick, and we are going to put the glue on one end. And if you don't want to get glue on your table, put another piece of white paper underneath so it doesn't get off, because you'll probably go over the edge. and you want to cover it edge to edge. I really like the purple glue sticks because it actually shows you where you've glued and what still needs. So you're going to take your craft stick and you're going to place it to where it is even with the edge of the piece of paper, and it sticks out on both ends like so. I have it evenly distributed, so you want to place it where it's kind of in the middle and press really hard, like put your strength into it. That way the glue sticks to the paper, sticks to the craft stick, and you get a nice seal. So we're gonna press real hard on that. And once you think it's good enough, just let it be, and we're gonna glue the other side. So again, you're going to take your glue stick from edge to edge, and it's about the width of your craft stick, like so. And put your craft stick down. Again, we're pressing, maybe push on it really hard. If you think you can't push hard enough, maybe ask an adult or somebody to help you, but I think you got this. It's not terribly difficult, and it builds your muscles. So I also like to kind of just press and squeeze on both ends here, or you can have it flat against the table. All right, so I'm gonna put that guy there for now, and I'm gonna put my cap back on my glue stick because they do dry out rather quickly. You were given some blank white paper just for sketching purposes. We're gonna use this as our idea bank, meaning that we are going to write down our ideas for our spells. Now, again, I'm going to make a Harry Potter reference because so many young children and adults like me enjoy the movies and do read the books and know those spells by heart. So you can use those spells if you like. You can create your own. We can make our own language using symbols, using different letters to stand for other letters. So maybe I want to make a spell that turns somebody into a turnip or another plant. And I'm just gonna randomly write what I think that spell would look like. So I'm going to say, made a word, and it says Veggie-matic. Now, I would write what the word would be for the spell, and then I would write what it does to it. So Veggie-matic stands for turn into a plant. So again, on my idea bank, I have it to where what the spell is and what it does. And you can think of as many spells as you like. I mean, you do have this whole scroll to fill up. So get creative. Think about what you want to do. You know, just for the sake of it, try to be a little fun with your spells. I mean, we don't want any like scary spells or ones that might be hateful or hurt somebody. But, you know, maybe you have one that is for a love spell. Oh, well, that's different. That's a very classic spell for some. And I'm going to write it in red because, you know, red symbolizes love. And then, so maybe I want to use something from a different language. Maybe I want to use a French word and I'll make it my own. Like, well, amore is the French word for love. So I could say amour moi, which could translate in this language I'm making up right now, is to love me. So there would be a simple love spell that you could write. Or maybe I want one where it turns a person into the wind, or it makes them run as fast as the wind, and without even seeing it, you just feel their presence. So you can think of something that is very strange and might be nonsense, like do windy wonder woman, because I'm a woman, that's why I use that. But windy wonder woman, it's a tongue twister, but it's kind of fun to have to say. And it would basically, I'm going to say it makes someone run fast, or it turns them into a tornado. That would be kind of cool. There are endless amounts of spells that you can do. It's basically what you want to put on your spell scroll. So once you have your list of spells you want, or maybe you have your ideas of what you want your language to look like, and I'll do one where we'll do some symbols. So maybe I do some kind of symbols like that, where it kind of looks like a mathematical equation. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but it's secret language, so that's kind of cool. And maybe this spell tells me how to make a healing potion, or maybe I'll use backwards letters, like under there, mirror reflection letters that symbolizes certain things. Honestly, your imagination is endless, and try to really get creative with what you want to say with your spells and what you want them to do. So, with our spell scrolls, you can probably take about 5-10 minutes thinking of different spells. Again, you know, if you want to write Harry Potter ones on here, you can. Totally cool. If you want to make up your own, that's awesome too. But I think I like my own, just because only I know what they do. So, if I were to do the Vegematic one, I could have them on here, and maybe I want to draw a little illustration or a little idea of what it could do. So instead of writing what it does, I'll just show what it does. And that's part of the secret of it. I have maybe my loved one, the amour moi, maybe I want to just draw a little heart next to it, and it tells me without telling me what it does. totally up to you how you want to do this. But I like the fact that I can have creative input on what it wants to say. Or maybe if I did it with a double color, it means the opposite of what it would do. I don't know. Totally different. So what you can do with these, and I've seen them completely all the way from the top to the bottom filled with different spells. What is a common one that you can think of? What about abracadabra? You can use spells that are already out there, but you can have a totally different meaning for them. So say you do want abracadabra. I'm thinking abracadabra could make my dog talk like a human, or make my sister fly. I don't know. I guess that would be more of a levitate spell, or maybe I'll have one where I'll say it's a rainbow spell and it'll turn her hair into a rainbow. But she can't see it. Everybody else can though. So it would be kind of a trick on her. Have you thought of some really good spells yet? Alright, so what you can have with this, once you have all your spells listed, you can go back, fill them in, find out what you want to say about them. You can think of some normal spells like invisibility spells. Maybe shooting spider webs out of your hand like Spider-Man. Or you could have, what's another really good one that I'm missing? Is that a flying one? Maybe you can breathe underwater. I would totally want to do that. It would be fun. So maybe I want to turn myself into a fish. So I would write a spell like aquaform. And I'd be a fish. That would be really cool. But only if I could swim as fast as a fish. And still be able to go up on land and breathe on land too. I mean, I wouldn't want to just be a fish. Just saying. I think I have quite a few on here that are nice. And I'm going to show you what you can do with your scroll as far as rolling it. So now that we've taken the time to fill up our scrolls, we've actually let the glue dry, and that's very helpful. So what you want to do is you're going to hold one of the ends and you're just going to roll it forward. And I would hold your fingers right here as well to kind of make sure that paper doesn't pop up on you, and you just keep rolling it forward like this. Can you see? Now when I can roll it all the way up if you want, And then, oh, I'm there at the top, but that seems a little lopsided, doesn't it? Or heavy-ended. So, we're gonna unroll it. And you're gonna do the same thing with the other side. So, the side you haven't rolled yet, roll that one all the way to the end again. And basically we're training our paper. So we're going to have this, and I want you to press on it just to kind of flatten it. And now we have, and it is kind of squared off a little bit. Now we have one that does that. So this is going to be the tricky part, is that you're going to roll both of them, not just one, both at the same time, and you're going to have to use both hands, and it's going to be a little weird, but you're going to be able to make it happen. I believe in you. So now you can see you have two equally rolled pieces together. So when you open them, it's like a real scroll. Pretty cool, huh? I think it's cool. But if you were to let go, what happens? They kind of still stay in place, right? But they're kind of loose. So if you want the scrolls to be tighter fitting, meaning that nobody can read your spells by peeking in or unraveling it, we can tie a piece of yarn around it. And you don't need a lot, just a little bit. About this much. Can you see? Maybe there. And you're going to, and this is going to be a little hard to do for some, maybe ask a friend, an adult, help out. But you're going to hold the yarn underneath it and bring up both ends to the top. Now your scroll's going to try to roll away on you. Try not to let that happen. And if it does, that's okay. You can start over. But what you want to do is hold both pieces of string up, and I know this is going to be a little hard, but you want to tie them. So you crisscross the strings and take one of them and loop it under the crisscross so you have a tie. Okay? Now, many of you know how to tie shoes. For those who don't, that's fine. You'll get there. So we're just going to do a tie like your shoelaces. So where you make a loop on one side, you take the other piece of string, you wrap it around the loop to where you make a hole. And again, I apologize that you probably can't see this very well with my hands, but we're making a bow tie basically to where it is tied, all secure and safe. And now you got a really handy dandy scroll. I wouldn't suggest knotting it unless you want to cut the string or unknot it, but with a bow you can easily take it off, open your spell scroll up, add some more spells, or read them, try them out, see what kind of fun mischief you can get into. I had done this project with some campers before, and it was super cute because they had done a bunch of Harry Potter spells, and they went around after making their spell scrolls, was holding them in their hands, putting their different spells on one another, telling them who's doing it right, who's doing it wrong, who's mispronouncing the spells, who is not paying attention or not using the right spell to guard against other spells. It was pretty insane. And the level of cuteness and creativity was amazing, and I really enjoyed watching them interact and really get into their character and using their spell scrolls. So it was kind of fun to see that. You can also use these for other things. You know, like say you don't want to write spells on them. That's okay. You can write a story. You can make up your own story about something that maybe happened to you on vacation, or maybe write down a dream. It could be a dream journal. You could have all your friends sign it, and it could be like a little yearbook memento for the summer. You could have people draw things on there for you and just kind of carry it around and be like, hey, you want to add to my collection? I'm taking autographs. Ooh, you could have them as an autograph if you made a famous celebrity. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. There are so many different things that you can do with these. And as simple as it may seem, they are quite practical. So I think the best part about it is that they could fit in your pocket. And they're kind of disposable, so if you lose one, you can always make another one. But I hope you don't lose it. I think with my blank one, I might make a banner with this. That would be kind of cool. You can have your own handmade sign on this as well. And if you wanted to, you can decorate your ends of your scrolls. And see, that glue really did stay very well. So that's awesome. So I hope your glue sticks that well too. But I really pressed on it and put a lot of glue. So, you know, it'll dry. I don't think you can have too much glue sometimes. But you can have different things on your ends. And now I wish I didn't roll it up quite so much because now it wants to curl on me, but that's okay. So maybe I want to do a border. And I'm going to use my Sharpie for this one because this one's kind of fun. Maybe I want to do a border on the ends of it. Maybe do some dots. And I like drawing on the craft sticks because, one, they're wood, so they soak up the marker really well. And two, they're a light color, so any color you put on them is going to show off really well. So maybe I don't want just Sharpie, maybe I do want some bright color in here. And for the most part, Sharpies, once they dry, they won't bleed into your other markers. So you actually get that pure solid color. You can't really, you can see it's orange. You could also use these for recipes. Like maybe you want to write down recipes for your spells. So if you take these out when you're out in your yard looking for different things to put in a little concoction or a potion, you can write down what you pick, like a journal. So say you want to do something and you get some clover leaves, which are the little white flowers, or you get 4-leaf clovers or 3-leaf clovers, and maybe you want to get dandelions, you can write it down, or you could draw it. That would be kind of nice to have a little like visual aid of what the plant might look like. It's not necessary to always use words, but you could have fun, you know, with it. I think I would probably use mine for like a dream journal. That would be pretty cool. I don't know if I would only make one though. I probably have a lot of them. So if I ever wanted to remember a dream, or maybe I had a dream that I had multiple times, I would write it on one scroll and then continue with that. So, yep. Play around with these and the ideas you want to use. Use your scrap paper to have kind of work out your ideas. It is always good to sketch out ideas, draw out ideas before you commit to it on a different piece of paper. There's nothing wrong with just going for it, and if you want to make a mistake, you make a mistake, and that is fine. But sometimes brainstorming, working it out, actually helps you come to a different answer than you originally thought, and half the time it's a good thing. The other time you might be like, oh, I don't like that, and I'll scratch that idea. But either way, it doesn't hurt to kind of get all your thoughts out on scrap paper and then go for the main one. So hopefully your spell scrolls turn out awesome. I'm pretty sure they will. If you happen to lose them, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. You know, that's okay. Maybe somebody will find it and they'll really enjoy that little treasure you left them. Not that you meant to, but maybe. You never know. And then maybe they would really enjoy playing with them too. Or maybe they'll make their own. Who knows? Shareable art. Kind of a great thing. So, alright. I will see you all later for our next video. And have a good evening. And keep making art. That's amazing. Take care.